to families. Based in Michigan, USA, he travels America. Throughout the year, imparting spiritual education, work life balance, relationships, and mindfulness to doctors, IT professionals, businessmen, students, and families. He builds communities and equips them with tools to address the problems of the world and to live in peace and harmony with nature. He regularly conducts seminars in universities such as Carnegie Mellon University, University of Pittsburgh, University of Cincinnati, Wayne State University, Lawrence Tech University. Multinational corporations include Protector, Procter and Gamble, Ford Motor Company, and others. So he was serving in New Vrindavan from so many years, and now he is serving in Detroit. He's a temple president in Detroit now, and built a very nice community over there. So we are so fortunate to have his association today. So Prabhuji will enlighten us on Srimad Bhagavatam 7.13.27 verse and onwards. So Hare Krishna Prabhuji, please take over the call now. Hare Krishna.
अज्ञानातिमिनन्दस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरोन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरोन् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितं हे कृष्णकरुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धुजगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी शुभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिय कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्यो च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभृतिः श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्री गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। कं करोतु वाचालं पंगुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुनाथारणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्येश्वरम्। नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय तुलसीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी नमस्ते सरस्वती गौरवाणी प्रचारणे पश्चात। Very grateful to Shamrasika Mataji and Nikunjaras Prabhu for giving me this opportunity, and grateful to all of you for joining the call. Today I was asked to speak on the verse 7:13:27. If you can make me co-host, then I can share the screen. Otherwise, if there's
yes, Prabhu, you are already the co-host.
7:13, na?
7:13:27, right?
Yes, 1-3, yes.
So I'm sure everyone can see the screen, I think.
Yes, Prabhu, we can see that.
Sukham asyatmana rupam sarveho paritastano manasam parsajan drishtva bhogan supsyami samvishan. Translation: the actual form of life for all the living entities is one of the spiritual happiness, which is real happiness. This happiness can be achieved only when one stops all materialistic activities. Material sense enjoyment is simply an imagination. Therefore, considering the subject matter, I have ceased from all material activities and am lying down there. Hare Krishna. The difference between the philosophy of Mayavadis and that of the Vaishnavas is explained herein. Both the Mayavadis and Vaishnavas know that in the materialistic activities there is no happiness. The Mayavadi philosophers, therefore adhering to the slogan Brahma Satyam Jagan Mithya, want to refrain from false materialistic activities. They want to stop all activities and merge in the Supreme Brahman. According to the Vaishnava philosophy, however, if one simply ceases from materialistic activity, one cannot remain inactive for very long. And therefore, everyone should engage himself in spiritual activities which will solve the problem of suffering in the material world. It is said, therefore, that although the Mayavadi philosophers strive to refrain from material activities and merge in Brahman, and although they may actually merge in Brahman existence, for want of activity, they fall down into materialistic activity. Arhya Kruchena Parampadantada Padantyadaha. Thus, the so-called renouncer, unable to refrain, is unable to remain in meditation upon Brahman, returns to materialistic activities by opening hospitals and schools and so on. Therefore, simply cultivating knowledge that materialistic activities cannot give one happiness and that one should consequently cease from such activities is insufficient. One should cease from materialistic activities and take up spiritual activities. Then the solution to the problem will be achieved. Spiritual activities are activities performed according to the order of Krishna. Anukulyena Krishna Anusilanam. If one does whatever Krishna says, his activities are not material. For example, when Arjuna fought, when when Arjuna fought in response to the order of Krishna, his activities were not material. Fighting for sense gratification is a materialistic activity, but fighting by the order of Krishna is spiritual. By spiritual activities, one becomes eligible to go back home, back to Godhead, and then enjoy a blissful life eternally. Here in the material world, everything is but a mental concoction that will never give us real happiness. The practical solution, therefore, is to cease from materialistic activities and engage in spiritual activities. Yajnarthat karmanonyatra lokoyam karma bandhana. If one works for the sake of pleasing the Supreme Lord, Yajna or Vishnu, one is in liberated life. If one fails to do so, however, he remains in the life of bondage. Hare Krishna. This is a chapter, the behavior of a perfect person. Very nice verse actually. Amazing. I'm very grateful to all of you for joining. And Srimad Bhagavatam is Aradhya Bhagavan Rajesh Tanaya Taddama Vrindavanam Ramya Kachitapasana Vrajvadu Vargenaya Kalpita Srimad Bhagavatam Puranam Amalam Prema Pumarto Mahan Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Varmatamidam Tatra Adarona Para. So we worship Lord Chaitanya, according to Chaitanya Manjusha, who is the Bhagavan? Even Krishna is Krishna Tattva. So Krishna Tattva, we worship which Krishna? Vrajesha Tanaya, son of Nanda Maharaj. That Krishna is the source of all the Krishna Tattva. It is true, Vishnu Tattva comes from Krishna, but Krishna also has a Tattva. There is Vasudeva Krishna, so Krishna also has expansions in Krishna Tattva. Swayam Prakash, Swayam Vilas, these different expansions. But who is the original Krishna? That is the son of Nanda Maharaj in Vrindavan, Tadhama Vrindavanam. So Ramya Kachitapasana Vrajvadu. So we worship Krishna, the son of Nanda Maharaj in Vrindavan. That is original Krishna. And what is the worship? How do we worship Krishna? What is the best? Shanta Dasya Sakya Vatsalya Mathurya. So Krishna can be worshipped in these five. These are the five relationships we have. So we can worship Krishna in these five relationships. Especially Shanta is only passive. There is only appreciation, but there is no service. But Dasya Sakya Vatsalya Mathurya. Dasya, servitorship. Sakya, friendship. Vatsalya, parental. And Mathurya, conjugal. So you can worship Krishna in these relationships. Of the top of all, the last one, Mathurya, is considered the sweetest and the topmost. And that's why we worship the way Gopis worship Krishna. Ramya Kach Dipasana Vrajavadu. So the way, so gopis, they are the best yogis, Ashtanga yogis, because they could not forget Krishna actually. And they are the best jnana yogis. Why? They knew Krishna's ultimate everything. And they're the best bhakti yogis because they knew they cannot, they're fully dedicated. They want to go to hell eternally just to relieve Krishna's 15 minutes headache. So the way we worship, the way gopis worship Krishna, we worship Krishna that way, you know. But what about you know, you need a book, you need literature to practice bhakti, right? That is Srimad Bhagavatam Puranam. Amalam Puranam. What is it's a Pranam Amalam, Amalam Puranam. It's very pure. Why? Bhagavatam doesn't talk about worshipping God for money. Bhagavatam doesn't talk about worshipping God for sense enjoyment. Bhagavatam doesn't talk about worshipping God to become one with God. It rejects second verse of Srimad Bhagavatam. Dharma projita kaitavatra paramo nirmatsaranam satam. It is rejecting all the demoniac cheating religions. Dharma, the Kamamoksha are the four Purusharthas. The four Purusharthas are rejected by Bhagavatam in the second verse of Srimad Bhagavatam. And Bhagavatam focuses on only one thing. What is that? Panchama Purushartha Bhakti, leading to Prema. So, if you follow Bhagavatam, you'll attain the perfection, sir and ma'am. You don't need to follow any other scripture. That is also mentioned in the next verse, third verse. That's why, sorry, second verse. First canto of second verse, that's it. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu or Matamidam. This is the religion of Lord Chaitanya. What is the religion of Lord Chaitanya? Srimad Bhagavatam is the religion. Worshipping Krishna the way gopis approach Krishna. Raga Bhakti. Not like Vaidhi Bhakti. Should I go to Mangalarti or not? Should I get up in the morning or not? There's no question, there's no doubt at all. The goal of spiritual life is to become free from Maya. Many people do not even know the goal of life. When you do not know goal of life, then what happens is, what is the nature of the soul? Can anyone know the nature of the soul? Can anyone unmute and tell what is the nature of the soul?
Satchidananda.
Okay.
Krishnera Nityadasa.
Okay. What is the nature of the soul? I mean, what is the quality of the soul? Somebody said Satchidananda, very nice, but it has to be elaborated. Nature of the soul is to be happy. Such an Anandamaya Abhyasat. But the soul is stuck in the body. And because of false ego Hankar, we are absorbed in bodily consciousness. We think we are this body. And we try to find happiness. That is the today's verse. Whatever I spoke so far is introduction. But now we are talking about the today's verse. So because of the false ego, the soul is identifying with the temporary body, which is nothing but 206 bones, blood, flesh, and marrow. Uh, but the nature of the soul is to be happy. So what is that? Nature of the soul is to be happy. The soul is trying to find happiness by eating nice things, by seeing nice things. Long weekend is coming. All the people in New York go to Florida. All the people in Florida go to New York. Or all the people in West Virginia go to New York, and all the people of New York go to West Virginia. So over anything we do over a period of time, it's boring. So we try to see nice things, we try to eat nice things, we try to hear nice things, and the skin is looking for the touch of opposite sex. But can you read the today's verse? The actual form of life for living entities is spiritual happiness, which is real happiness. This happiness can be achieved only when one stops all the materialistic activities. And can anyone read the third line? Metal sense enjoyment is What is the third line? Material sense enjoyment is simply an imagination. Hare Krishna. Can you believe that? I'm sure nobody has ever told us, right? Material enjoyment is simply an imagination. Wow. It's the happiness is illusory. It appears it is there, it's not there. How many of you want me to prove? Material happiness is illusory. It's imagination. It appears it is there, but it's not there. How many of you want me to prove? Nobody.
Yeah, please share, Prabhuji. How is just imagination? We think there is some pleasure, but temporary though.
But I'm going to tell it is not temporary, but it is imaginary. It appears it is there, it's not there. That's what Bhagavatam is telling. If you want me to prove, I can prove. How many of you wanted to prove? You can unmute and speak. You know? If you want me to prove, I can prove.
Please explain further, Prabhuji.
Okay. So, material happiness, it appears it is there, but it is not there. Bhagavatam third this today's in the sloka translation, third line is telling it is simply an imagination. You are all seeing the screen, right? And I'm going to prove it right now. So you're all in the college. You know, if you're all married, I can give different examples though. You know, so I think everyone is working and so I think I'll give that example actually. I can give so many examples. So time is how many of you have children? Just you can in the chat message you can raise your hands or you can type message. You have children. Hmm. Only 2, 3. So, you know, okay, now I'm going to prove. I'm sure more or less everyone has it, Uh, the time is 3:30. The school bus has come. Your children, your child didn't, he was not there in the school bus. And you called the school. My child didn't come. He's still there in the school? No, we saw him. He boarded the bus. Really? He boarded the bus? Yes. Then anxiety starts. And you start calling your husband, and you're calling your spouse and say, look, the boy didn't come, what is it? You're so much anxiety because the days are not good anyway. Then that time somebody comes and gives you gulab jamun. Mataji, eat this gulab jamun. It's very tasty. Will you take it to enjoy that gulab jamun?
No.
Or even if just to please them, you put that gulab jamun in your mouth, do you find the taste?
No.
Why?
Amazing, amazing.
If this gulab jamun is the one that is going to give you the taste, why you are not finding any taste in that? Huh?
Because we're currently in the distress.
The mind is disturbed. Because the mind is disturbed, the senses are below mind. Indriyani paranya or indriyabhya paramana. Manasastu para buddhi ye buddhi pardasa. So because the senses are below the mind, and what are the signals the senses are sending you, eating gulab jamun, the mind is not in a good mood to receive them. That way, even if to please them, this is prasad. Even if they say, you don't find the taste. So the material pleasure is an imagination. Do you agree now?
Yes, Prabhuji.
If this is the pleasure, this is the gulab jamun that is giving you pleasure, it should give you all the time. No if conditions. You want me to give? I'll tell one more example. One person went to enjoy a prostitute, and she knows he's coming, and he knocked the door, and he heard the footsteps. Suddenly, he got the phone call, and he lifted his father. Son, where are you? What happened, Dad? Hey, your mom got the heart attack right now. It's between life and death. You know. So he was talking, suddenly the phone was cut. And your mind exploded. Your mom got a heart attack. You're a college student. Then this lady opened the door. Can you go and enjoy inside? Huh? Anybody?
Yeah. No, Prabhu.
No. Should I give one more example?
Yes,
Or
Prabhu.
okay. One more example. You're in the college. You're very hungry. One day you went to cafeteria, canteen, and you ordered samosa, rasgulla, gulab jamun. You're very hungry and you are ready to eat. And your friend comes, Are, you're here? Past 15 minutes I'm searching for you. I said, what happened? Are, just no results came, the final results. In our in our roommates and our practically class, everyone passed. You only failed. You remember that Delight came to the campus interviews? And our 3 roommates went for that interview. We all got selected. You didn't get selected. Oh, you're eating now? Eat. Gulab jamun? I know you love gulab jamun. Eat. How many of you think he'll find taste in gulab jamun? Huh? You agree or not?
Yes, Prabhu. Yeah, you're not fantastic.
Why? It is because the mind is disturbed. The intelligence is disturbed. Even ego is disturbed. So what are the signals the senses are sending? They are not in a position to receive. So I'm sure these 3 examples are enough to convince you the sense enjoyment is only an imagination. How many of you agree with me now? I raised my hand next.
Yes, Prabhuji.
So, the sloka is telling, what is that? This Avadut Brahmana. So, this is a conversation between, of course, Nardaman, Prahlad Maharaj and Avadut Brahmana. So, real happiness is spiritual happiness. So, rather than becoming a victim of sense enjoyment, and what universities are brainwashing us, you are this body. Social media is brainwashing us. Actually, in some cases, parents actually. Make money, you'll be happy. Go to America, make money and you'll be happy. Hare Krishna. There is actually Sukam Aindrikam Daityada. And there is a Bhajahure Mana Srinandanandana Abhaya Charanaravinda. There is a song by Govindadas. There, you know, Chapala Sukha level agire. Hey, this is what this Indriya, the sensual pleasure is a Chapala Sukha. It's a very lowest state. We are now, sometimes people sell their lives, just for the sensual pleasure. So, because of the propaganda of the today's world, people, the all glories to Kali Yuga, people just, this Prabhu is telling, this Bhagavatam is telling, this material sense enjoyment is simply imagination. There's no pleasure at all. Hare Krishna. But what they're doing, they study for probably 20, 25 years, if it the doctors even more, and and they sell their lives to a multinational corporation, and they try to find happiness there. And anybody asks, how are you? How you? I know you're in America, you're so happy. Of course, I'm in America, I have to be happy. Whether I'm miserable or not, that's a different thing. That's why you ask anybody, are you happy? Yes, but there is a but. I'm sure you agree with me. So Bhagavatam, whatever, it's imaginary pleasure. It's an imaginary pleasure. It appears it is there, it's not there. And for that, you don't need to sell your life. But Kali Yuga means what? Whatever is bogus and whatever is useless is promoted by everyone, including government, including families, including parents, because they also do not know Maya. But one person was bold to declare this. To declare this is all Maya. Who is that? Srila Prabhupada. Hare Krishna. So what is Srila Prabhupada telling? Quoting Rishabhadeva, 5th canto. Nayan deha deho bhajan loke kashtan kama narhati vidbijam he tapodevyam. My dear children, there that Nayan deha deho. You are not deha, you are not this body. You are dehi, living in the body. So when you take birth, a certain amount of pleasure is written, certain amount of pain is already written to you. You don't need to work hard for that. Eating, mating, sleeping, and defending, ahara nitra bhayamaidunam cha. But eating, mating, sleeping, and defending is there for animals, there for human beings. But what is that one quality extra? Tapodivyam, tapasya, austerity. Hey, wake up in the morning, chant your rounds. And when you're cooking 2 hours, offer food to Krishna and eat. That prasad. And 24 into 7 is 168. Go to temple and listen only 1 hour, which is less than 1%. I really appreciate all of you every day. You're doing this class. I appreciate, Nikunjaras Prabhu and Shyamaraski Mataji for arranging this Bhagavatam every day. Wow. So you people are also understanding. This only Bhagavat Shravan will come with me, nothing else. Sometimes to get that conviction, it takes a lifetime. We're already, weak. You're all listening? Are you listening?
Yes, Prabhuji, we are listening.
Okay.
We are.
So the point is, you have to understand what is temporary, what is imaginary pleasure, what is real pleasure. Believe me, many people told me, we didn't even enjoy, we became old. And that's not you, it's everyone like that. What is the trick of Maya? Like a boy, the washerman keeps a carrot before the donkey. Donkey thinks if I walk 4 steps, well, I'll get the carrot. But when donkey walks 4 steps, the carrot goes 4 steps further. Hare Krishna. If I get this, I'll be happy. If I get a job, I'll be happy. If I get a green card, I'll be happy. If I get F1 to H1, I'll be happy. If I buy a home, I'll be happy. If I have children, I'll be happy. After all these things, you become 60, then you realize, this happiness is coming and going. It's so temporary. But because of the power of illusion, Maya, we think we are enjoying actually. The problem is, this illusory pleasure, when you enjoy, the mind becomes dull. The senses become dull. Intelligence becomes weak. The false ego becomes strong. And this material sensual pleasures push us in the bodily consciousness. In other words, we are becoming the slaves of Maya, Godas. But Bhagavatam explains, so become not Godas, become Prabhu. So sense control, tapodivyam tapasya. Who is telling this verse? Rishabhdev is telling. Whatever the pleasure, this here vidbujam means pig, groundhog. Whatever the pleasure groundhog gets by eating stool, same pleasure we have by eating halwa. So it's common only. But that's what is the real thing? Tapodivyam, become free from the illusion of Maya, become free from the attack of Maya. For that, tapasya, tapodivyam, tuputrakayana, sudhye tasmat, brahmasaukyam anantam. Hey, you don't deserve 3 seconds. You don't deserve, what is gulab jamun when you eat? How long does it take to eat? 30 seconds. And gulab jamun, samosa, rabdi, 1.5 minute. But when it gives diabetes, so much suffering. If you see my hand, materialistic pleasures are this much, the suffering is this much. Hare Krishna. So what is Bhagavatam telling? Tapodivyam putrakayena suddhya tasmat brahmasaukyam anantam. If you rather adopt spiritual pleasure, if you adopt spirituality, bhakti, leading to prema, then um, you'll start getting rid of the impurities. You start cleansing all the impurities, start purifying the mind and intelligence and ego. When you do that, when you become fully purified, you realize, hey, I am not the body, I'm a spirit soul. And you try to enjoy the soul level, real spiritual pleasure. How much? Anantam. Does anyone know the meaning of Anantam? Huh?
Unlimited.
Unlimited, infinite. We deserve infinite pleasure, not 1.5 minute of gulab jamun rasgulla. And if you enjoy a little more, doctor says your legs have to be amputated. You're listening?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah.
Now, Prabhupada is mentioning there is Mayavad. Mayavad is a Brahma Satyam Jagan Mithya. They say this world is illusion. This is not illusion. Vaishnava philosophy, like cloud is there, cloud will come and rain, and the rain and the cloud will disappear. So Mayavadi say cloud is illusion, raining is illusion. See, cloud is not there. No, cloud is not illusion. Cloud is there, cloud is raining, and causing the flood. Then once the water is over, the cloud disappeared. So material world is not illusion. Material world, how can it be illusion? It's created by Krishna. Material world is only temporary. Material world is only temporary. It's not illusory. So what we do, proper is making a point. Out there, these other organizations, no sense enjoyment, no sense enjoyment. Nowadays, nobody even follows that. Just sense enjoyment only. Buddha came to eradicate, Buddha came to stop non-violence, but they eat meat. Hare Krishna. Anyway, but in our case, what we do, we not only say no to the sense enjoyment, but we diligently practice spiritual practices. Diligently implement the spiritual practices. So, mere I am not the body, spirit, soul is not enough. Sadhana chahiye na. Sadhana, sadhana karne hai. So spiritual activities. What is spiritual activities? Get up in the morning, take bath, and wear fresh clothes, attend Mangalarti. So, or attend Mangalarti. So for that you drove to temple. But the real Mangalarti is only 20 minutes, 25 minutes. But your with an intent to go to Mangalarti, you woke up in the morning, you brushed your teeth, you took bath, and you wore fresh clothes and you drove. This preliminary activity is leading to bhakti activity is also bhakti. The post activities after the bhakti was executed is also bhakti. Otherwise, this will all become material. And you all cook 2 hours. For that, you go to market and bring the vegetables, bring the groceries, and you cook. And you put a plate, you put all the ingredients, rice, dal, sabji, whatever, you put there. Uh, what is that? So you're 2 hours cooking, and your offering is only 15 minutes. I have a question for you. These 2 hours of cooking, even going to vegetable market for bringing the vegetables, is it bhakti or not? But your offering is only 15 minutes. Huh?
Yes, it is.
It is, thank you. But next question, after offering is over, then you remove the offering and you clean. Now you transferred everything and now you start cleaning the plates. Is cleaning the plates bhakti or not?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes. The post, the preliminary activities leading to bhakti, the post activities after the execution of bhakti, both are bhakti only. Why? Because the center is Krishna. But outsiders, when they go, let me wear my clothes. Then others will look at me. It's called foppery. Foppery, there is no bhakti in that. But the same thing you do for the pleasure of Krishna. You're wearing clean clothes, fresh clothes, with tilakan, with so much brightness, effulgent devotee. Very nice, Prabhu. Whoever asked the question, you're understanding?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Fantastic. So, spiritual practice, invest more. How many of you have a bank account? Don't worry, I don't want your money. You all have, right?
Yes, Prabhuji.
50 years ago, that will be there, but you won't be there. But every day you get up. Can you see my hand? Life is a triangle. This is what I've been telling past 2 days. 8 hours you work because Bhagavad Gita will not pay mortgage to your home. Bhagavatam will not pay. So you work 8 hours. And the 8 hours you work for the family. And you sleep 7 hours or 6 hours. And give 2 hours of for mantra meditation. Japa 16 rounds. In these 16 rounds only will come with you. Body will not come with you. You are not an engineer 50 years ago. You won't be engineer after 50 years. Huh? And whoever is there with you, your children were not there 50 years ago. And after 50 years, you won't be there. But Krishna is always there. So, actually, I even tell the outside people, hey, when you're spending half an hour in the bathroom to clean your body, come out and spend half an hour to clean your heart. आधा घंटा शरीर साफ करने के लिए बिता रहे हो, वही आधा घंटा और अनदर आधा घंटा you know Bhagavatam purification के लिए sorry, not Bhagavatam, sorry, what is that half an hour if we utilize it to clean our heart, that will come with it's a bank account. You do everything now. Actually, this last line, yajnardat karmano nyatra lokayam karma bandhana, whatever the activity that you do, if you do it for the pleasure of Krishna, that is liberating. If not, it's it's a cause of bondage. There is a book called Amrita. There is a Upanishad, Amrita Bindu Upanishad. Manayeva Manushyanam Karana Bandha Moksha. What is mind is the reason for liberation. Mind is the cause of bondage. How? When mind is utilized in sense enjoyment, bhandaya vishya sango. If you go to market, I have to buy money, what's the difference between you and your colleagues? You are working, they are working, you have children, they have children, you have bank account, they have bank account, you have a home, they have a home. But there is a difference. You are doing all these things for the pleasure of Krishna. You are being liberated. Actually, you are liberated the moment you practice pure bhakti. But people who do not have this knowledge, they try to lead their life, everything they do for their pleasure, whether eating or any other service for that matter. You're listening, right?
Yes, Prabhuji.
So thank you. So the point is, so how do I convert my life into bhakti account? How do I convert my life into spiritual life? Have Krishna's pictures or a deity in your home and offer foodstuffs. With the concept of offering foodstuff and having Krishna's picture or deity at home, your 9 to 5 job becomes bhakti. If you come home and this is, my husband, this is my wife, my kids, my, that will cause bondage. No doubt, yours only. But this Krishna given children, Krishna given spouse. When you bring Krishna, it spiritualize everything. So, even if you correct as a member of the home, still if you behave with everyone as a servant of servant. You're understanding? Yes, Prabhuji. So the point is, evening 6 o'clock to 10 o'clock, you cover the homework. Mataji cooks. You all come and do arti for 10 minutes and read one Bhagavad Gita sloka for 3 minutes. And that's it. By the time offering is over, Mataji is cooked and offering is done. And while eating prasad, you can play lecture. Or you can talk. There is nothing wrong talking actually. When Krishna is the center, why not? The talk is also liberating. Then if you take rest with an idea to repeat the same thing tomorrow for Krishna's pleasure, that sleep also becomes bhakti. You can have as many children as you can. It depends on how many you can maintain. But there's nothing wrong, perfectly allowed. But for this to happen with proper consciousness, when you go get up in the morning, after taking bath, purifying the body, now we should purify our heart by chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Ram, Hare Ram.
Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
We need to
Hare
do
Krishna.
this on regular basis, on every day. Then we know the goal of life. Then we do service. Because of you, your whole family is Krishna conscious. Because of you, your parents are Krishna conscious. This side, in-laws are Krishna conscious. Wow. You don't need to become a monk. What is that? Ye praya subhardastane sita shutikata tanvan manobhir. Ye praya sojita. Hmm? Ye praya sojita. 3 lakhs, I forgot. Jnane मदपास्य नमन्त एव स्वीयं चरितं भवदीय वार्ता स्थाने स्नाष्टिगता तन्वान् मनोबल. Stay where you are. Just stay where you are and add Krishna to your life. कुछ छोड़ना नहीं है, कुछ जोड़ना है. क्या जोड़ना है? Krishna. That's it. Then your life is perfect, sir. Perfect, ma'am. जंगल जाने की जरूरत नहीं, हिमालय जाने की जरूरत नहीं, वृंदावन जाने की जरूरत नहीं. वह इधर ही रह के, अमेरिका में रह के भक्ति करिए। चैतन्य महाप्रभु येनेची औषधि माया नासी बरुलागे हरिनाम महामंत्र लो तुम्हें मागे।
That's right.
Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is telling, I have brought Krishna, this medicine that will bring you from cycle of birth and death. Lord Chaitanya, when Shivananda Sen works for 6 months. Shivananda Sen works for 6 months. And that money, whatever you would make, he would bring 400 devotees, 3 to 400 devotees. He would bring them from Bengal to Puri. He would arrange their accommodations. He would provide them breakfast, lunch, and dinner for a month. And after the month is over, you take everyone back home, again back to Navadvip. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was so happy. I am the member of Shivananda Sen's family. And Shivananda Sen's wife became pregnant. Lord Chaitanya gave gifts. And told him, Shivananda Sen brought his son. Lord Chaitanya said, what is his name? My Lord, his name is Chaitanya Das. Lord Chaitanya said, that name is not good. But second child was born. What is his name? Puri Das. Shivananda Sen named his son after Lord Chaitanya's spiritual master godbrother, Paramanandapuri. Uddhava in Krishna Leela, Paramanandapuri was a very intimate associate of Lord Chaitanya. Lord Chaitanya said, that's very nice. Paramanandapuri, wow, Lord Chaitanya was so happy. Lord Chaitanya put his toe in the mouth of this boy. That is, eventually became a Kavi Karnapur. He wrote Gaur Ganadash Deepika, a powerful personality. So, and actually bhakti doesn't depend on ashrams. Bhakti depends on how much bhakti, bhakti means how much desire you have to serve Krishna. Bhakti is not sitting in corner. Proper translates bhakti into devotional service, seva. Thank you very much. This is what I want to offer. What I want to speak. Please do forgive me if I have spoken anything wrong. But very grateful for your patient audience. So only one line is, what is bhakti? Anukulyana Krishna Anusilanam. Whatever is favorable for Krishna, Anusilanam. Activity. Favorably, it's favorable to Krishna. That is bhakti, not pratikula. Comes also meditated on Krishna out of fear, and you want to kill Krishna. That is not bhakti. That is pratikula. Pratikula is not bhakti. But of course, still Krishna, right? He made, still, it's because it's Krishna. He made a relationship, and he try, what is that? If we try to do whatever best we can do, sometimes we may fail. That's okay. You'll attain perfection. Hare Krishna. Any question or comment?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, this is Geeta. Thank you so much for this very, very wonderful class. Very, very, one has learned so many new things. I wanted to ask you, Prabhuji, they say that whatever gives you happiness, the same thing also gives you unhappiness. I mean, I've heard this for a long time. Do you mind explaining that?
Actually, whatever it gives you happiness means sun is the source of light, sun is the source of darkness. Means what? How is sun is the source of darkness? When sun is present, light is there. But the same sun, when is absent, darkness. So, if you're addicted to anything, eating gulab jamuns, when that gulab jamun is not there, when it was present, it's giving you happiness. When it is absent, it is giving you distress. Understanding?
Actually, gulab jamun, if you can give another example, Prabhuji.
Whatever is there.
Yeah, but if you're not attached, it won't give you unhappiness.
No. You said you made a comment. What is that? Like for example, when heat is there, you're happy. When the same heat is not there,
Yeah.
and you'll be distressed. Prabhupada calls it we have a skin disease. when presents, especially material, when one thing is giving you happiness, and when that is absent, that gives you distress. Every day you love to eat bread. That bread is not there. Oh, why bread is not there? And you want like 75 degrees temperature. Suddenly, one day, what happens? Every day you're taking hot water bath. One day, what your heater is, that it's spoiled and there's no hot water.
So what should we do then, Prabhuji? What is the solution? I mean, when there is hot water, we would prefer to do the hot water bath, right? But not get attached, basically. I mean, when there is no hot water, then we okay to have cold water bath.
Yes. But thing is, your senses look for it. So you have to tell the senses, beta, garam pani nahi hai, ठंडा पानी से नहाना है. Hare Krishna. So it's tapasya. But thing is, that's why this thing is pleasure and pain. Whatever is making you happy, when that is absent, that brings you pain. That's why Krishna says, tolerate. You ask me, what should we do? Tolerate. Matra sparshnastu kavanteya sitoshna sukha dukkada agama apayano anitya tam titikshasva bharata. So mother doesn't say, heat is, mother likes heat in the winter. I'll cook only in the winter. I will not cook in the summer because it's so difficult, it's sweating. Yes or no?
Yes, probably.
Do the mothers cook only in the winters in America?
No, all year.
Summer, all the year, huh? But it's during, especially in India, summer cooking in summer is difficult. But what? Because you follow your duty bound. It is a little inconvenience, So do we say, winter, I'll not stay here. I'll go somewhere else. I'll stay only in summer here. No. So you accept both of them. You tolerate and go forward. Focus on your duty. What's the duty? Go back to Godhead. There are two dharmas, Naimittika dharma, Nitya dharma. Nitya dharma means you are executing dharma to please Krishna. Naimittika dharma means you are executing based on your ashram, your services that you have. You are executing their services very diligently. Still it is Naimittika, it is temporary. It will go with body. It will go, it will go with body, the temporary dharma. But Nitya dharma, Krishna's pleasure, doing bhakti, that will come with us. Anyway, does it answer your question or not?
Yes, thank you, Prabhuji, very much. And before, I just have a small question. Another one. Is it okay to ask?
Yes.
So, Prabhuji, Lord Krishna gave Uddhav ji, a letter to go and give to the gopis or to meet the gopis. What was the reason behind that?
Krishna giving letter to, basically Krishna doesn't do one thing. Krishna does so many things. Krishna knew gopis are longing, they're in the fire of separation from Krishna. And gopis' love for Krishna is the topmost. Narad Muni writes in Narad Bhakti Sutra, Yatha Vraja Gopikanam. Who are the topmost devotees of Krishna? Gopis. So Krishna tried to tell Uddhava the gopis' love for him. But Uddhava was a jnani. Uddhava was a disciple of Prahaspati. He was in Sakhyaras. But Gopi's love for Krishna is Mathurya. And on the top of it, Uddhava couldn't. He had a problem understanding. No doubt Uddhava was very dear to Krishna in Dwarka. So Krishna wanted Gopis to get the message. But Krishna also wanted Uddhava to learn from Gopis.
Basically highlighting the Madhur Bhav.
No, basically Krishna wanted Uddhava to learn.
Yeah.
Learn the bhakti. Bhakti is not the proximity. मैं भगवान के साथ में रहता हूँ. Everyone in Dwarka knew who is the dearest, very dear to Krishna. Uddhava eats with Krishna together. This together sleep and they joke. And Krishna asks Uddhava, what should we do? He would sometimes with Krishna would consult. So everyone knew Uddhava is very dear. But the proximity doesn't decide the dearness. The intensity with which you perform bhakti decides. When Uddhava saw that, he was shocked actually. Wow! But very interesting, he was not envious. That is the greatness of Uddhava. Asha maho charanaren jusham aham syam vrindavane kimapi gulmal ataushadinam. When Uddhava saw the bhakti of Krishna's friends, when Uddhava saw the bhakti of Yashodananda Maharaj, and he was bewildered. Then he came and he met gopis in Uddhav Kyari, and Uddhav saw their bhakti. Wow! And especially Radharani's bhakti, I don't have that. He said, usually what happens when we see somebody, in such high exalted position, I want to become like that. We do the tapasya and we try to equalize ourselves. Does it answer your question?
Yes, thank you so much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Any other question, another comment? Otherwise, we'll learn that.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, I have one question.
Okay.
Actually, the analogy you said, it was so good. Like this is all illusion, and we only fall on the Maya and all. So one thing, even if we are in concept of like any problem happened, any family persons are in danger, sometimes we don't think about God.
Oh, माझी बहीण join झाली.
So how does the mind works that time?
What time?
So when we are like thinking of some loved ones are in trouble or some panic happening, some people in ICU, sometimes you said like rasagulla, it doesn't taste it. That time we don't even panic, we don't think about the God. So that time how the mind works?
When we are in panic,
Yeah.
somehow, I'm unable to, I didn't care. The little bit here and there, there's a little disturbance. Sorry, bro, repeat again, I am not, in between I it cracked. So basically, you said when you're panic, how does it mind work? That's the one thing you said?
Correct.
But you said 3-4 sentences, if you don't
Yeah,
mind.
Prabhu, his question is that when we are in distress,
Ah.
with our families or loved ones,
Ah.
we don't think of going to Krishna. So why is it, and what's going on in our mind? Is that correct, Prabhu?
Absolutely right, ma'am.
Okay, this is the thing. Basically, probably like to tell you, we think we are this body. We think we are this body. And these are my relatives, these are my children, this is my boy, this everything, this I. Dehatma buddhi kunapetri dhatuke swadishu kalatradish bomichiti yatirtha buddhi salyana karichut. So Dehatma buddhi, Prabhupada says. Prabhupada came to the world. Actually, saint means he has to cut through the ignorance. We are not the body. But doesn't mean we can ignore our family. That's very important. We cannot ignore. But we should understand. Okay, you give birth to them. Or your family members, brothers, sisters, parents, children, and a spouse. So, but we should understand, I am living in this body. Prabhu will tell you, the connection to this world, the connection you have to this world is through your body. But you're not the body. The moment body ends, your connection to this world is over. But you're still there. Many people think when body ends, everything ends. No. So, because of the power of Maya, we are absorbed in that consciousness. I am this body. This is mine. This is mine. I'll tell you. A person leading a life in the material world, he has, if you put your hand in the pocket of his heart, 3 pictures will come. You know what are the 3 pictures? You want me to tell? If you put your hand, a person in the material world working, leading a family life, yes, it's not a devotee, even if he's a devotee. 3, if you put your hand in the pocket of his heart, 3 pictures will come. Should I tell?
Mother, father, wife.
Mother, father, wife. Okay, I'll tell you. Spouse, assets, children. 3 things will come. In this mother, spouse includes parents also. Family members, especially spouse and children and assets. Always he meditates on that. So anywhere there is some damage, anywhere something happens to somebody, he'll be distressed by attachment. You're listening or not? Deep attachment. The idea or that attachment is going to be broken, or it is to be disconnected, you'll be in serious distress because we think we are the doer. If we do not spiritualize our relationships, if we do not spiritualize everything, then the idea of a situation comes when one of whatever the pictures I said, we are going to lose it, we'll be in serious distressed condition. Do you agree with me or not? Huh?
Yes, Prabhu.
So what should we do? Spiritualize. First spiritualize yourself. Hare Krishna, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's contribution is so much. Srila Prabhupada, the Senapati Bhakta of Lord Chaitanya, he brought Harinam. Chant Harinam. Invest there. Eat only prasad as much as possible. Because contamination enters through tongue. Eat prasad, if possible, preach. If not, distribute the books. Somehow you need to get the mercy of Krishna. Then what happens? Slowly, you're living in the body. They have this family, these are the assets. You can utilize them in Krishna's service. And you're not monks. So it's important. We need all these things, no doubt. Even though you're not body, you're living in the body. Body has to be taken good care of. You need to take care of your family members too nicely. When outsiders are taken nicely, you should take 10 times more nicely. You take care of them nicely with gratitude and respect. That is pleasing to Krishna very much. Krishna is not telling them leave them. Krishna is telling take good care of them. But with this understanding, so you're a spirit soul, they're spirit soul. What is your first responsibility? Make them Krishna conscious. When you bring Krishna in the center, Prabhuji, your assets will be spiritualized, your family members will be spiritualized. One day there'll be that disconnection definitely happens. That time you're not that much bothered. Anyway, it is going to happen whether you're bothered or not. If you give everything to Krishna, it's called bhakti. But if Krishna takes everything from you, it's called karma. Choice is yours. One time, 2 friends are going through the forest. Then suddenly they are attacked by dacoits. So take out all the money. And the first friend told the second friend, hey, you remember I owed you 1,000 rupees? Take it right now. Second friend said, no, don't give it to me right now. Because why? They're going to be looted. Sun rahe na?
Yes,
Yes,
Prabhu.
Prabhuji. Hari bol.
So you want to voluntarily give it to Krishna? You want to utilize everything in Krishna's service? Perfect. You don't change anything. Sthana sthita shrutikata tanvan manabir. Add Krishna to your life. As much as possible, you work hard. And Krishna will help you. Don't worry about the momentary fall downs. Don't worry. Does it answer your question?
Hare Krishna Prabhu. I had a question if
No,
I think Prabhu is to.
I asked the Prabhu didn't respond.
Sorry.
No, he dropped or what? I don't know. I think he dropped.
So, Prabhuji, on the same point, like although the whole Gita was spoken to Arjuna, he still cried when Abhimanyu died, right?
True.
So yeah, so the relationship is still there, the love is still there, and yeah. So that's what I'm going to say. Maybe on that line,
Okay.
if you can explain little more, Prabhuji.
Yashoda Vatsal Prabhu, same question was asked to Prabhupada. Prabhupada said, you know, Krishna listened Bhagavad Gita from Arjuna listened Bhagavad Gita from Krishna, and the 10th day when Abhimanyu died, he cried. But he didn't give up his work. Next day he went to the war. Prabhupada said attachment is natural. Devotee is not hard-hearted, Prabhu. Devotee is very soft-hearted. When you become a devotee, what do you speak of your son? When somebody they died in the flight accident, you'll cry. Devotees are soft-hearted, Prabhu. It is natural. A soft-hearted heart will cry for others. What to speak of your children? You'll cry for others also. Why not? One person went to Prabhupada and said, Prabhupada, I want to take sannyas. Prabhupada, give me sannyas. Prabhupada said, why, how you conclude? Prabhupada, recently my wife died and tears didn't come at all. Then I realized I have become liberated from all this bondage. You know what Prabhupada said? Go and get married, Prabhu, and cry. When you cannot cry for your family members, how can you cry for somebody else? Sannyasi means you will become a preacher. People whom you are not connected, you have to cry. Because whole world is your family now. So घर वाले के रो ले घर वाले के लिए रो नहीं सकते तो आप बाहर लोगों के लिए कैसे रो सकते हैं? Develop some attachment. You're understanding?
Yes, Prabhuji, definitely. Rather, we that day when this thing happened here, we all prayed for those 62 people, 64 people, and we chanted one round together. Yeah.
So you understood that example? You have to cry for somebody whom you do not know. Devotees are not hard-hearted. Devotees are soft-hearted. Then why there is a song? Jayanilo Premadhana. Who wrote this song? Narottam Das Thakur. He's not crying for Narottam Das Thakur is a saint. But he's feeling separate from Srinivasacharya, Lord Chaitanya, and Ramchandra Kaviraj. Prabhuji, attachment is natural, but spiritual is attachment. If you love your son because he is your son, that is one type of relationship. If you love your spouse because she is your wife, it is one type of relationship. But if you both become devotees, I'm honest with you, there's a better relationship, even higher relationship. Abhimanyu, that day if Abhimanyu had not gone for war would have ended, Prabhu. Abhimanyu served Father Arjun in Krishna's service. So, beta, Krishna ki seva mein, unka jaan de diya actually, Don't you cry? If Abhimanyu died because of the drug addiction, still people will cry because there is some attachment. But Abhimanyu is such a jewel. He died in Krishna's service, serving the Father. If you just hear this, any father would cry, Prabhu. Not any father, anybody in the world would cry, not just Arjun. That is bhakti. You agree or not?
100%, Prabhuji. Thank you so much. Yeah. So still we have to go ahead with it. Like if something, and we have to do. I was thinking like when Prabhuji said, how should we? Yeah, I have to remember God, but then God, give me enough intelligence that I can do my job when they are in distress. How can I serve them?
Prabhuji, don't disconnect the attachments. Spiritualize the attachments. Bring Krishna in the center. That will bring a better relationship. Okay?
Sure, Prabhuji. Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna. Last question.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dhanvat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you for such a wonderful class and lecture. Um, I was thinking of, when you were talking about service and how you have to uh, bring Krishna in your life. You don't have to take anything away. It made me remember as to, how in our Prabhupada, in a lot of his purports also says that the constitutional position of our soul is to serve, right?
True.
So, if we are not serving, we are serving our senses if we are not serving Krishna.
True,
So
true.
as aspiring devotees, we understand we need to serve Krishna and provide with love and work on our bhakti. But my question is, Prabhu, how do we feel the reciprocation? Because I'm a mother of two children. When I serve my children, I get the love from them in return. Um, and it's palpable, right? I can feel it. It's very difficult to feel that from coming from Krishna. So, how do I use it as a measure to understand that I am making spiritual progress and growth?
Amma, you're talking because Krishna is serving you. If the breath is removed, you cannot even talk on the phone. Do you agree or not? Amma, COVID time, there was people, so many people died in India because there was no oxygen concentrators available. Krishna is supplying you that oxygen free of cost. Can you manufacture, if there are no rains for 10 years and no sunshine for 10 months, can you manufacture one food grain in the laboratory? Can you manufacture brinjal in the laboratory, carrot in the laboratory? What can you manufacture? Today we can manufacture nuts and bolts. You cannot make one wheat grain, one rice grain in the laboratory. And you're telling you cannot see Krishna's reciprocation? If sun is not there, can you live in darkness? Every second Krishna is with you. You know, the material laws are not there. You know, what is that? So many things, Amma. The blood is flowing upwards in your body. What? You are sending your body, your blood upwards or what? To the brain. If there is no blood to the brain for exactly 1 minute, the brain stops. You'll become a vegetable. Why you cannot see Krishna's reciprocation? Huh?
So then, Prabhu, I mean, I understand what you're saying, right? It's just trying to understand the fact that you're able to live this life as also. I understand you have to practice gratefulness for that. But then why is it that, the other modes take over and then you keep delaying chanting? You tell yourself that, okay, I don't want to get up in the morning and chant, I'll chant in the night and finish up my rounds. So if I feel, so is it the lack of faith that I feel that I mean, I understand what you're saying, but do I not have that faith firm in my heart? That's why I don't prioritize my sadhana.
Yes. We are very ungrateful to Krishna. We want Krishna to serve us. We are many Krishnas. We don't have any love for Krishna. We have ditched him. We have rejected him. And we keep on throwing stones. Hey Krishna, you serve me. Even in bhakti. Amma Prabhupada would speak in Second Avenue, first temple that he started. And Prabhupada would always speak out Mayavad, Mayavad, Mayavad. Many times these American devotees thought Mayavad is a group that Prabhupada had a problem in India, that's why he's bringing it up. Then over a period of then they understood. Mayavad is not a group. Mayavad is a mentality. It's a disease in our heart. I am Krishna. I am the controller. I am the enjoyer. Theoretically, I know, okay, I have to serve Krishna. That's why, I do it the way I want. No, we are most ungrateful. That's why real bhakti, Rupa Goswami mentions, starts after liberation. Pure bhakti starts only after liberation. Up to that point, we are in three modes. Tamogun, Rajogun, we can't even understand anything. When there is little sattva, there is some idea and understanding. So yes, we are very ungrateful. We need to prioritize Krishna in the center. If the sun ray comes today, I'm actually saying here, first sun ray comes, Krishna tells, you come back. I'm waiting for you. Because we don't read, or we don't listen properly. Everything is a formality. Everyone is getting initiated. I'm just giving. So when we do everything as a formality, like everyone is doing it, let me do it. Even if we come to bhakti because of the sukriti, we will not become so serious. Two enemies on spiritual life: lethargy and complacency. Lord Krishna became a preacher, and Lord Chaitanya, he reduced the bar so much. Hey, just chant. Do this practice little bit. You'll go back to Godhead. Valmiki chanted for 60,000 years. Ram, 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 Ram became Rama, and he was liberated. We don't even live 60 more years plus now. And we don't yet chant continuously. But Lord Chaitanya is there to deliver us. Why we don't have that gratitude? When somebody opens the door, in your office, you say thank you. And this person, is maintaining us even before we came to this world out. Is supplying food. If you understand the body, how mother supplies the nutrients to the baby's body through that pipe, how the baby is protected. If you see the mechanism of the body, heart, heart is protected in a rib cage. Wow. And Krishna's arranged everything. Why? Everything, Krishna arranges everything. Eko bhavanam yavedadhati kama. That one person, whether you're a devotee or not, he takes care of he takes care of everyone. But out of envy, what is sins? We are throwing rocks at Krishna. But of course, Paramatma is not affected. But he feels bad. How can you throw rocks on me? Every time you go for sense enjoyment, we are throwing rocks at Krishna. Every time we are ungrateful, Krishna feels pained. But that's okay. This is present house. We all declared war, rebellion on Krishna and came to this world. One day they will change Krishna's patience. Gopkumar goes to Golok Vrindavan. Krishna says, friend, how long I waited? This lifetime you'll come back, this lifetime you'll come back. You never came. And waiting. So much time I spent, my friend. Finally you came. Krishna embraced him, cried, and Krishna fainted. Gopkumar saw their love. Gopkumar fainted. So we don't have any love for Krishna. Yeah. Okay, some Sukriti, Prabhupada, mercy. We came to Krishna consciousness, but things should happen in my way. My way or highway. That is not bhakti. Bhakti means what can I do for Krishna? Metalists are working so hard for that money and little money and little sense enjoyment. How much hard work, how much should we work hard for the pleasure of Krishna? One time I went to Minneapolis and a program was about to start, didn't start. I picked up a book and started reading it. I don't know even who wrote it. Then I found out Prabha Mahavishnu Maharaj, who passed away. One thing I loved, he says, everyone wants Krishna to be on their side. My Lord, give me green card, give me citizenship, give me that, give me this, give me this, give me this. But nobody wants to be on Krishna's side. What is Krishna's side? Krishna doesn't need anything from us. Krishna wants us to come back. So there should be preachers. But we don't do that. Even when you come to bhakti, it's theoretical, My Lord, you do this for me, do this for me. Okay, I have to chant, you'll chant. I have to eat prasad, I have to eat prasad. Mechanical. Mechanical tendency kills bhakti. Does it answer your question?
Thank you, Prabhu.
Hare
Thank you so much.
Chitra Gidwaniji, you raise your hand.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. Prabhuji, you mentioned Purushartha. What is the meaning of that word? I think Dharma, Artha, Kam, and Moksha are the four Purusharthas, right? Am I correct? Or please correct me.
Purusharthas means usually, in the metal world, the Vedic scriptures are very vast. These are the achievables we need to achieve. Humans have to achieve. Humans have to follow these Purusharthas. So dharma, religiosity. You have a body, so make money to maintain the body. Ardha. Your body needs sense enjoyment, kama. And when you're frustrated with this, moksha, impersonal liberation. So these are all more or less emphasized by Mayavadis and Karmakandis. Bhagavatam rejects them. The real goal of these are the 4 goals of humans. But the real goal of humans is actually Panchama Purushartha is bhakti. That's why Lord Chaitanya never speaks the goal of life is liberation. Goal of life is state and love of God. Okay.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
So thank you very much, everyone. Vancha kalpatarubhyash.
Prabhuji, thank you so much for this Nectar class, and we are so blessed to have your association today. And please come more often and give your guidance. That's the request I got from attendees. So thank you so much, Prabhuji. Let's pay obeisance to all the Vaishnavas. Vanchakalpatarubhyash patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavabhyo namo. अनंत कोटि वैष्णव की जय, दास ठाकुर की जय, श्री प्रभुपाद की जय, गुरुदेव श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय, His Grace युगल किशोर दास प्रभु की जय. Thank you so much, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Prabhuji, for such a wonderful nectar today morning. It was really very nice to hear you since couple of days in Maryland and now on the Zapa conference. So we would request you to come at least once in a month, every month on this conference. Our humble request, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yes.
Thank you, Prabhuji, very much.
Yeah, Geeta Mataji that day attended personally also, Prabhuji. She is from senior group. Yeah. Geeta and Surendra Prabhu. Vinod Prabhu, yeah.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna.
Dandavat Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna.
Hari Bol.